Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing some more first impressions. Consistent. So, some of you may have noticed that I am doing more and more first impressions on this channel. That is because I am buying more and more sample sets, and I am enjoying it. This is really how you should buy perfumes. I know I have for the longest time blind bought, and I have bought in haste and off certain brands. I've just thought, fuck it, I'll just buy that because it's made by them from a certain time frame and all of that sort of thing. But really what you should do is get samples. It's not easy to do with vintage perfumes because obviously vintage samples are just you've got to get minis basically. One day I will go through my mini collection with you, and I do have a lot of minis, vintage minis, new minis, different minis, and they're all they just look great when you've got them out, you put them in a little display or something like that. So I might do that with you one day. But with these fragrances being niche fragrances, you do have the chance to sample, and that is what I have done. I have decided to whip out 3 fragrances from 2 different houses. So there's 3 fragrances, but there's 2 different houses here. And the fragrances I'm going to test today are MDCI's Cuir Garamante, Atelier des Ors Rose Omeyyade, and MDCI's Ambre Topkapi. And there we are. I'm going to try these on stick, and if any of them smell great, I'll try them on skin. So we will see. We shall start, as usual, at the beginning. And I'm going to use these handy tester strips that I got sent from one of the places I buy my niche fragrances from, which is Essenza Nobile in Germany. I am not sponsored, and nor do I want to be, but they are fantastic. Be left in no doubt. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. So, where should we start? You pick. Cuir Garamante, you say. MDCI, is it? This house comes highly recommended. I know Jura Rose really likes these, and he works in a perfume shop. And he makes his own perfumes as well. It is absolutely pouring down outside. I don't know if you can smell that, but it is. It's meant to be a heat wave on Monday. But there we are. Right, here we go. Cuir Garamante by MDCI. Well, I can already smell it in the air. It's got that very familiar leather note. I haven't actually smelled it up close on the stick yet. It's got a very familiar leather note. I hope this isn't one of those IBQ leathers. Isobutylquinoline, I want to say. Is that right? Joe Rose will put us right if I'm wrong. I got a bit of lavender in there, but I also get a sweet leather. I don't know what the notes are because I don't have my handy dandy pad to hand. Should really do this before I start the video, but there we are. It's very soft, almost suedey, the leather note, that is. It's not an abrasive leather. It's not a harsh leather. It's not a big leather, No, sorry, that's not true. It is a big leather. It's just very soft. I got these samples from Javoy in London. They do decant loads of their perfumes. I actually got some more samples, but this is from that. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I got a box of samples. None of them were actually Javoy perfumes. They were all by other houses. I've tried the Javoy stuff. I'm not impressed, if I'm perfectly honest. I think that's psychedelic. While it's pleasant and while it's easily accessible and it's good, it's not worth nowhere near the price. And it's not expensive. So I'm not willing to part with that kind of money for not a very good perfume, I'll be honest with you. So apparently this was released in 2013, and the nose was Richard Ibanez, who I've never heard of. Top notes are saffron, nutmeg, and pink pepper. Middle notes are rose, leather, cyperus, and esculentus. And the base notes are incense, sandalwood, labdanum, and vanilla. I'm not sure what that cypress esculentus is. Let's have a look. Looks like coffee. Indian woody note, also known as cypriol or nagamatha. Oh, for God's sake, just say that then. You're not clever. Anyway. Saffron, rose, leather, sandalwood, vanilla. It's not changing the world, and I've got some of the best leathers that there are, you know. I can't imagine picking this over some of the... This is kind of like the place where I'm at now for like defining me purchases. Like, would I pick a fragrance I'm sampling over one of the ones I've already got? And with this one, almost certainly not. I can think of about 5 other leathers I've got that smell better than this, if I'm honest. It's a rose leather saffron sort of thing. It's not, I was tempted to say it's like Tuscan leather without the smokiness, but it's not. Tuscan leather's much more abrasive, even without the ash. This is much softer, it's more supple, it's warmer, it's sweeter. There's not as much contrast in this. I think this leans a little bit more towards the feminine spectrum, on the spectrum, I should say. You know? Like if you had like a spectrum where like male was one side and female was the other, this would be like more towards the feminine, in my opinion. It's sweet in an unnatural way. Like, you know, like the difference between like something that's been processed and something that's like the raw product, you know? This smells processed. I'm not huge on that, to be honest with you. I'm not huge on that at all. I tried their Barber de Tangiers yesterday and it was fucking wank. I thought, bloody hell, I've smelled this. Like, I've smelled different components. It smelled like a bit of a Frankenstein. It's like they'd taken different notes. It was basically like a patchwork quilt, taking different notes from different perfumes I'd smelled before. Like, I'd smelled all of these chemicals before, and they didn't smell well blended enough that I couldn't pick them out, you know? So, not ideal. Anyway, that was Cuir Garamante. Frankly, if I never smell that again, I wouldn't care. But I probably will smell it again. I'm getting a bit of the sandalwood. Sandalwood's becoming more prominent, even though I'm not like... It's coming off. It's got some push. Interesting. Anyway, next we will try Rose Omeyyade. Oops. And this is made by Atelier des Eaux. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but it's got fucking gold flakes in it, because the bottle's got gold flakes in it. So the gold flakes must get out of the sprayer unless they take the sprayers off when they decant them. Excuse me. This has got fucking shitty gold flakes in it. I hate that stuff. I think that's absolutely ridiculous personally, but there we are. Because you get on your skin and you like glitter a little bit, and it's like, I don't want to fucking glitter a bit, you know? So this was released in 2015, and the perfumer is Marie Salamagne. Notes are rose, pink pepper, and raspberry, gaiac wood, brown sugar, patchouli. Base notes are agar wood, gaiac wood and agar wood, amber, and sandalwood. How strange. This better not be a rose oud, but it does sound like a rose oud, doesn't it? If it's a rose oud, it better be changing the world. Have I not smelled this before? I want to say I have, but I don't remember it. That's nice. It's pleasant, I should say. That is pleasant. Very pleasant. Sweet, fresh, dewy. Getting a little bit of the sweetness from the raspberry. It's like tartaning the rose a little bit, you know, like a jammy, like raspberry jam and rose, raspberry and rose jam. I don't know if that's a thing, but if it's not, it should be. This is nice. It's pleasant, but I don't think I'd wear it again. This is feminine leaning. I'm not necessarily against that. I've got plenty of rose perfumes. It's not a powdery rose at all. There's no greenness to it, though. Not getting any greenness from this. I might put this on my skin, actually. It is nice, but Atelier does all are bloody expensive, you know. They're not cheap for what they are. I've got one. I've got Iris Fauve, which I quite like. That's like a mushroomy, waxy iris. Very interesting. I remember Manny from Cascade Scent said that he sold his bottle of Bois d'Argent and kept the Iris Fauve because he said Iris Fauve did what Bois d'Argent does, but he preferred, did it better. I can't say that I agree. I do prefer Bois d'Argent though, but I prefer that to a lot of fragrances, to be honest, so it might not be a fair comparison. This is nice. I must admit, I do like raspberry. Even though raspberry's I know raspberry's famous for being in Tuscan leather, but raspberry's quite, for me, it's one of those, it's like a pink fruit, so it's kind of like, it's got associations with not just feminine, but girly, you know, like young feminine. But this is nice. I like this. And last but not least, we will try Ambre Topkapi. I wonder what this is about. Strange type. Like these, Cuir Garamante feels a little bit out of season, as does the Rose Omeyyade. I'd struggle to wear these in heat, you know. It's interesting. Sorry, I'm just looking. MDCI. Just going to try and look up the notes. If you give us a second. Ambre Topkapi. They've spelt it wrong on the label. It's actually Ambre Topkapi, which is even harder to say. Bloody hell. Give us a break. Anyway, this will be the first time I'm ever smelling this. And this was made by Pierre Bourdon. I didn't know MDCI went back this far. It's 2003. Ooh. How interesting. So the top notes are lavender, pineapple, grapefruit, bergamot, nutmeg, wormwood, ginger, melon, basil, caraway, cardamom, and cinnamon. Bloody hell, Pierre. The middle notes are lily of the valley, violet, jasmine, and thyme. Base notes are musk, amber, oak moss leather, raspberry patchouli, Brazilian rosewood, tea, sandalwood, vanilla, and vetiver. Goodness. Whew. Honestly, that top list of notes is outrageous. Anyway, let's try. I did notice the pineapple, which is strange because today I'm wearing Music for a While, which is a big fuck off pineapple fragrance with lavender as well. This has also got lavender. You know? Let's have a smell how this one is. Ambre Topkapi. Topkapi. Yeah. I'm going to have to try this on skin. It's not doing a lot on paper. I'm getting the lavender, right? But it's not like... It doesn't feel like a top quality lavender. I've smelled this lavender in other fragrances. And it's quite an old style lavender. It's not powdery. It smells a bit like the one in Malto Smalto. That's exactly what it smells like. It's Malto Smalto. If you've ever smelled the lavender in Malto Smalto, which I love that fragrance. It's beautiful. Lavender and sandalwood, fantastic. This is an older style lavender than like the new ones you get, like the ones in Music for a While and Beau de Jour by Tom Ford. Although this does smell nice, I'm going to put this on skin because I think it'll do stuff on skin. It's not doing a lot on paper. I'm sure I'm not covered. Yeah, it's almost got this sort of plasticky sort of vibe. The top. It's not to say that the lavender's plastic. There's something in it. There's a combination of notes. Could be the grapefruit. I fucking hate grapefruit. I'm not bad. Not big on grapefruit. Could be the wormwood. Could be like the more sort of like weird sort of notes like ginger, wormwood, basil, grapefruit, thyme. And violet. I'm getting violet as well. You know, that's like a strange mix, you know? But I'm definitely getting the ginger now because I'm getting touches of tabarome. Do you know what I mean? Tabarome's like a ginger leather. Oh my God. That's what this is, isn't it? It smells like tabarome. It does. It smells like creeds. It smells like a creed. Even I'm just looking at fragrant again now, and it's that none of them say tabarome, but it's like Millésime Imperial, which I also get. Viking, yeah. Original Santal, yes, absolutely. Get more proof if it were needed that Pierre Bourdon made all the creeds, apart from the newer ones. That is very strange. How outrageous. Needless to say, I won't be buying that one. I'll probably already own it in several different versions. I'll go back through them. I was told by someone who shall remain nameless that MDCI was a good house. Can't say I'm that impressed with what I've smelled so far, though, I've got to be honest. Cuir Garamante is doing some more stuff now. It's different from what it was when I first sprayed it on, which is good to see. The raspberry's still there, but it's not as sweet. It's sort of The leather's a bit more austere as well. It's not quite as like young as it smelled when I first sprayed it on, you know. Let's try Rose Omeyyade. I must admit, I do like that. That smells very pleasant. I don't know that I would wear it, but it is very pleasant. That if you want a rose if you want a rose oud without a lot of oud, that would be the way to go. You should definitely try it. And Rose Topkapi or Topkapi is no, unfortunately not. How strange when you get a little bit of extra information that things like your perception of things sort of change, isn't it? I don't think you will see many of these on the channel again for a second impression or even a full bottle. It's not going to be like Patchouli Koza where I smelled it and then all of a sudden I've got a bottle. Do you know what I mean? I think I'll put these back in and I will be sending them on to someone else to do some impressions of. If they want to smell them. Anyway, thank you for joining me, everyone. On 20 minutes today. Dear me, on 3 fragrances. Outrageous. Yes. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I have enjoyed making it. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.